stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't feel me straight to plot. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Beneath the rich, when east and they still when I make it fast. But the schoolies never bet for me, my always still for stars. I'm the horn. Niggas know they cute you, I keep out the bone. But let's get it, you know my me, you must be up the shown. And when I see a niggas fine, you will stay up front. And if they got me, know then I, you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fact. This scene I'm easy, but I hate I wake, so what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke as trash. And if I get, I'll keep a fall. I know some planet, yeah. Taking trash to the sky from my leasing to living. All the flu on the blend, that resetting me reeling. Jacks kicking out of love, I might never be willing. You shall never know what you, I can never forget. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, you know by now it's on the line of people, but you never know this name is Kanana sequel. Sticking fresh, taking down, so the side the needle. Put down, stay the time to line like you want the needles. And if you hate when I like the brown, it's like your cam in the ground till they come a noun. But like I'm so fresh up and through the moose confused. And now I know what's up and noon and that was all for you. Say you never lose, stakes is native hurricane. I was go do he's not a like a bagel, Drake your face. But I was thinking to his soul when y'all was by the cover. And now I rain, man, I ain't like the make whatever. I say complain, flame mind, you gave me no restriction. This nap so hard, go within and never missing. Convinced that you need love me now, but store and never tripping. It's the enemies it's all, boy, yo, come and get tripping. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I say the name, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.
Yeah, back with y'all, family. Welcome. This is GPTV1, live unfiltered, Monday edition. Live from D4vd. Finally got my voice back. I'm super excited to unpack this live stream. Stepping in the building. Click that subscribe button. Click that like button. Listening to the replay. I appreciate you checking me out. I am approaching 8,000 subs. I only got a few more to go. This live stream, I know we can get there. And you know, I've been out here in Detroit taking care of some personal stuff, so I try to get some content out there, but I'm back at it. I will be reaching out some more content this week, starting with this live stream. Documentary I've been working on for the past 5 or 6 months. It's coming together. It's coming together lovely, very intense, drama driven. Man, I can't wait to release that, but it will not come out on YouTube. Try to take that to the big boys. Get it out there. But for this episode, you know, a lot of talk been going on about the singer David. The internet sleuths have been all over it. The internet investigators, they've been all on it. So I'm gonna talk about that and talk about some new information that's been coming out. Plus, we're gonna look at Yo Gotti, because people been saying for a while now they think that BMG will be hit with the RICO. Will Yo Gotti get indicted? We'll unpack all of that. Before we get into that, check out this public announcement. Welcome to the GP Inner Circle. What up, though, GP fam? I'm excited to announce that the GP membership is now officially active. This is your chance to step up and show your support in a way that truly matters. By joining the Inner Circle, you will unlock exclusive perks tailored just for the most dedicated supporters, because you deserve nothing less. But that's not all. The Super Chat feature is now live, giving you an even greater opportunity to engage with me and the community in real time. Your support fuels my passion and creativity, inspiring me to deliver the kind of fire content that only the GP fam deserves. So why wait? Join the GP membership today and be a part of something special. Let's elevate this community together, because when you thrive, we all thrive. Welcome to the Inner Circle. Your journey starts now. Much love. Yep, it's all love right here at GPTV1. And there's a lot of ways you can support this channel, and it definitely keeps me motivated. You can check out the GP store, check out some merch over there. You can join the membership, or you can hit me in the super chat. You feeling a little generous? You can hit me on my Cash App. I appreciate it. All of that keeps me motivated. And we out here to make some money, right? Cool. The singer David. This is a very interesting story because I cover so many stories, whereas the rapper or the singer, in this case the singer, get famous for the wrong reasons. I'm trying to make a post here on social media, but they're getting on for the wrong reasons. And in this case, they be really just starting their career up. And this guy's been working the internet. He's been working the internet for a long time. And when you do something for a long time, you can get a big following. So apparently he got a huge following on TikTok, Discord, these different media outlets or on social media platforms. And he's been on there for a long time. I heard a little clip from an interview he had did, and he said that he didn't consider himself growing up in the hood, even though he probably was surrounded by that. But he don't consider himself growing up in the hood. He was homeschooled, so he didn't interact with kids like that. And he said he spent a lot of his time on the internet, just making content, playing video games. Apparently he got popping from the game Fortnite. And a lot of people got huge followings from those video games. So apparently he started his way with playing Fortnite. And it was able to build up a following on the internet. He's spending all day, all night on the internet. That's just what he did as a kid. And like I said, when you do something for a long time, you can build up a following. And that's what he did. So when people ask him, where is he from? He said, I'm from the internet. That's interesting. I've never heard nobody say that. And there's a lot of people that spend all day and night on the internet. But apparently he started when he was a younger person. So we didn't get a lot of chance to really interact with people like that. I always think that's a problem. And you just don't know how people are. And you can get stuck in your world. And the type of music he was making is like dark type R&B music, as people say. Well, I don't know if it's considered R&B, but they call it just singing. Because, I heard a couple of clips of his music. So he's not like a vocal type person like that, like sing with a lot of harmony or whatever. I don't know how to exactly describe how he sings. More, but this guy David, he not Boys to Men, put it like that. I mean, he not Luther Vandross, like, you know, he don't sing like that. And he made some pretty dark music, what people would consider dark music. And then when they catch up with these cases and all that type of stuff, they start looking into the person's mental. So people analyzing his mental, and they theorizing that he has a dark mind based on the music he had put out there and the few songs that went viral. And people listen to that stuff, they listen to the lyrics and all of that. And they definitely analyze your mental once they start looking into those lyrics. But right now, I'm finna go into some news clips and see what's the latest on this guy, David. And for those who don't know the backdrop to that, this young female was found in a car that's registered to him. And people want to know, how did his body end up in the trunk of your car, a car you was registered to? And the internet sleuths, they dig deep. They wanted to see what type of connection David got with this girl. And many people are speculating that they were dating. This young lady was only 15 years old when they found her body. But let's look up some of the latest news clips regarding this situation with David. The podcast has been talking about it. Okay, let's go to this Law and Crime Network, and this was released maybe just 10 minutes ago. So we're gonna look at this, analyze it. Stay tuned, fam. It's all good. You stepping in the building, click that like button. Subscribe to the channel and share this channel with your network. I appreciate it. I want to share my screen right now, fam. And this was released 10 minutes ago. So it says 5 creepy new details. And once you hit that crime and with those networks, Law and Crime and Court TV and all of that, you're pretty much out there. And everybody gonna start riding. They've been talking about this story right here, I know, for the past week. So let's go here. Well, that's commercial, so what's that? It's 13. That's the story. I got my granddaughter in the building. We live on YouTube and Twitch. This is GPTVONE. Come over here, granddaughter. Say hello. Hey. She said, hey. So I want to share the screen right here. Let me share my screen, fam. Oh, I did share it. So let's get some sound going on. You don't get my commentary.
The investigation into singer David has intensified after the body of a teenager was discovered in a Tesla that has been linked to him. From canceled tours to social media revelations, new developments are raising serious questions about their supposed relationship and the ongoing probe. We are going to break down the latest developments in this case and what law enforcement is focusing on next with a retired detective. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
Sidebar.
I'm Jesse Weber.
I'm a big fan of Sidebar.
The investigation into Houston-born singer David, D4vd, real name David Anthony Burke, continues to widen after the body of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found deep.
One of the interesting things or intriguing things they have been saying about this guy, like, I noticed it myself. I was just watching some of the podcasters and just listening to the various people that release stuff about this story. And the different females that he highlighted, they all appear to look alike. They appear to look like this young lady right here. Well, let's go.
decomposed in a Tesla reportedly registered to him. Authorities are still working to determine exactly what happened here, but the fallout is growing. There's an alleged former teacher of Celeste even coming forward with troubling claims about her connection to the singer, and we're going to get there. But first, we got to look back at what we know when this case first broke. We covered it here on Sidebar, but on September 8th, LAPD reading shh, and multiple photos show David.
Yeah, they got matching tattoos with shh. That's interesting within itself. Let's go.
With a nearly identical tattoo on his hand. Now, in the past week, both of David's remaining U.S. tour dates, San Francisco and Los Angeles, were canceled, along with at least 9 European shows that were listed on Ticketmaster, including an October 1st stop in Norway. A scheduled Grammy Museum appearance in Los Angeles was also pulled from the venue's website. His label, Interscope, later told TMZ that all promotion for David, including his deluxe album release, was being paused. And David, by the way, was also the face of a new collaboration between Hollister and Crocs. But he was scrubbed from the campaign just days after it was launched, according to the New York Post. Now, a spokesperson previously told NBC...
Yeah, don't nobody want to be associated with news like that.
...news that David was cooperating with authorities, but to be clear, there's no formal arrests. Now, investigators are digging deeper into this case. We are too, and for that, I want to bring on a special guest. I want to bring in Matthew Irvine, who's a retired detective and law enforcement instructor. Thank you so much for coming here on Sidebar. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Jesse.
So based on your experience, how do police, by the way, when they're dealing with, and I wonder if this is a big issue in LA, but how do police deal with prioritizing cases when you have a celebrity, a famous person linked in some way to a crime? How do they deal with that?
Well, ideally, there really shouldn't be any distinction based on the fame or wealth of the person implicated in a crime, whether they be...
That's a true statement. I think it's because of the publicity. If you have a case that it's like a lot of publicity, they seem to move on those cases faster, but they don't no case is supposed to get special treatment than over the other cases.
The accused or the victim. In reality, there are always pressures that are brought to bear on investigators, be it from within their agency or from the media or the public. And the challenge for the investigator is to remember, as Harry Bosch says, everybody counts or nobody counts.
This is the first Bosch reference we've ever gotten on Sidebar, and you named it. Okay, when you're dealing with a body that's as decomposed as this, how do authorities analyze that evidence? How do they handle that evidence? And the idea that this body was severely decomposed, what does that tell you?
Well, it sounds like from the reporting we've heard so far, and again, I don't know anything about this case other than what's been publicly reported. It sounds like poor Celeste was likely in the front trunk of that vehicle for several weeks before her body was discovered. And there's even been reporting that she was dismembered. That certainly presents a challenge for the medical examiner and for investigators in terms of determining time and cause.
Yeah, they're going to be a while on this case right here. And they got the car, so they got to dig through this stuff with a fine tooth comb. And a lot of times these people who commit these acts, they do it sloppily. They find hair, DNA type stuff or whatever. But it's going to take them a while to dig through all this stuff and break down all this evidence.
Death also raises some questions in terms of why
and how she died. That sounds like some real heinous stuff. Overpassion, overkill.
The killer reportedly chose to dismember this young woman. Sometimes the killer will dismember their victim because if they do that and disperse the remains over some space, and particularly if certain body parts aren't found, it makes it harder to identify the victim. Now, people that kill strangers don't usually need to worry about the victim being identified because there's nothing that connects to them. So the only time the identity of the victim is a problem for the killer is if there's some known relationship.
Look, I'm going to say this. I cover crazy stories all day. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes it makes me think about myself, my loved ones, family. If something should happen, would my family still be able to cover the big expenses like the mortgage, utilities, the day-to-day bills? Look, I know life insurance, that's not something you want to be thinking about. But the truth is, life is hard to predict, and it's important to start looking for options before anything bad happens, okay? And the problem is, traditional life insurance, it always felt complicated and intimidating. There's a lot of paperwork, there's waiting around, sometimes there's medical exams. Ethos is going to be easier. Ethos is an
Oh.
online platform to do something like this. Who can have the means, the opportunity to do that, right?
Well, we have to kind of keep the Occam's razor principle in mind. I mean, this vehicle was registered to David Burke. It was apparently towed from across the street from a home that he was renting. So the simplest theory would be that this crime happened in or near the vehicle and likely by David or somebody close to him with access to the vehicle. That said, as an investigator, we have to keep in mind until the investigation is complete and all the facts are in that we don't know yet all the facts. We
Right.
need to think about what we don't yet know. And as an investigator, while you want to trust your intuition and the wisdom of your experience and your common sense, we have to remember that just because you did 100 of these cases and it always turned out this way and the answer was X, in this case, the answer could still be Y. So we have to keep an open mind. But certainly there's a lot of publicly available information that seems.
Why? Many people are speculating it's because she's a young girl. I even gave my own little theory to this. That all of a sudden, you this star or this up and coming star, and if that information come out that you dating this little girl, your career is still over. But yeah, and still gotta wait till the facts come out.
Seems to point to the involvement of David Burke in the death of this child.
By the way, what causes decomposition and how quickly does it happen?
Decomposition is a natural process once the person is no longer alive, and it's affected by a lot of factors, including temperature and whether the body is protected in some way. In this case, in the front trunk of a vehicle in Los Angeles in the late summer, it's likely that decomposition would happen very rapidly.
I want to get into some of the key updates in this case from the last time we spoke. So, according to Forbes and ABC News, police executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills home on September 18th where David had been staying. They seized a computer, they seized other items of evidence. Sources told the Los Angeles Times that David had been renting the home, which the LAPD confirmed to Forbes was on Doherty Place. That's not far from where the Tesla was reportedly abandoned. And Matthew, actually, let's just start there. What does a search like that tell us about where investigators are focusing? How significant is it that they've removed electronics and other materials from this property? What does this tell you?
Well, in order to get a search warrant, you need to be able to articulate to a judge that you have probable cause to believe crime has been committed and that evidence of that crime is going to be found in the place that you intend to search. So just because you search somebody's residence or vehicle or other property doesn't necessarily mean that that person is your suspect in the crime. It simply means that that place is likely to have evidence related to the crime. So certainly they had to meet that legal standard in order to execute the search warrant. And I'm sure that in addition to looking for physical evidence, forensic evidence within the residence, as you said, they are seizing electronic.
I'm sure they articulated this case pretty good to the judge to get that search warrant. You know, they're going to be looking for blood. They're going to look at all the digital footprint, cameras, everything.
Evidence. And that's going to be critical in this case. I mean, just from what's already been reported publicly, there seems to be a lot of online communication between people who at least appear to be David and Celeste going back maybe as far as 2022 when she was 11 or 12 years old. There's also a lot of communication.
Yeah, they say this guy started communicating with this girl at 11 and 12 years old. I want to remind the audience that she had been missing for a year and she just turned 15 just a couple of days ago. And she had been missing for a year. So this guy reportedly or allegedly has been in communication with this girl since she was at least 11 or 12 years old.
Again, this being posted online between David and other parties that appear to have some knowledge, at least of his relationship with Celeste. So the timeline is going to be really important here. And the electronic record is going to be important.
And I still think it's strange that some of the girls that have been around him or in music videos or things of that nature, they all look like this girl. There's a pattern.
Part of that timeline.
100%. And by the way, we also have to mention that while this was going on, deputies in Houston, they also confirmed to Click 2 Houston that they responded twice last week to David's Cypress, Texas home after security alarms were triggered. Now, the property records tie the house to a trust that resembles the name of his debut album, Petals to Thorns. There's no search warrants that have been executed there, which is interesting because, Matthew, how would law enforcement typically treat these kinds of security alerts in an ongoing investigation when you're talking about a different property? Are you surprised that property hasn't been searched yet?
Well, that's the first I'm hearing of this, but
probably the police too.
It's interesting to think that somebody may have tried to make entry to that property. That could be an effort by somebody to remove evidence.
Leak last week. It's reportedly called Celeste _
That's that stuff right there. Look at them fingernails polished and all that type stuff. Like this guy, people speculate that he has this gothic type of mind. He certainly showed that in his music with those black fingernail polish. It seems like he does have a gothic mind, but I don't know the guy.
Or demo unfin, as in, unfinished. This is according to KTLA and TMZ. And in David's biggest song called Romantic Homicide, David sings, "In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true." We all know whether or not lyrics will play a role in a criminal case is a controversial and constitutional issue as well. Just putting that to the side, though. In a 2022 interview, Forbes reports that Burke had said that those lyrics are figurative, saying, "I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died." Online sleuths have also uncovered a TikTok video made by another user, but it was apparently reposted by David, where the person in the video is chopping up chicken and words on the screen read, "Me if I see her talk with other dudes." So David's label, Interscope Records.
Whoa. It's a bombshell. And I also heard messages, I believe, with this girl, Celeste, where they telling him to delete a lot of stuff. So he was deleting a lot of messages off of there.
Along with UMG, Sony Music Publishing, Wasserman, they have paused all promotional activities around his upcoming deluxe album and his career overall, basically. His last Instagram post celebrates the release of the deluxe version of his album, Withered, which was supposed to come out on September 19th. Forbes reported it hasn't appeared on streaming services. Matthew, a few things here. First of all, the lyrics, I mentioned, I've talked about cases involving musicians and criminal cases and whether or not the lyrics can be introduced into evidence as intent or shows their knowledge or what have you.
Sure.
But do you think that there's something of value there, or are people maybe reading into it too much?
I think there's certainly something of value. I mean, we need to be careful in treating song lyrics as
I mean, it's just like YNW Melly. He got one of those type of songs. He just appeared to be that type of dude.
Biographical or confessional. Johnny Cash saying that he shot a man in Reno just to watch him die, and nobody thinks Johnny Cash killed anybody. But as you said, it's the totality of what he is putting out there, not just the lyrics to Celeste or Romantic Homicide, but the posts of chopping chicken. There's another post that had to do with jealous rage when he finds out she's had prior relationships. He created a sort of alter ego for his latest album.
He's smiling on all his pictures.
Who is pictured in a blood-spattered shirt. And
man.
Described him as in an interview as his sort of evil, homicidal alter ego. Supposedly, there's a video for Romantic Homicide that shows Itami murder.
Okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, that's walking a thin line when you try to, because people talk all kind of crazy stuff like with music and especially in the rap music. So they liable to rap about anything. You got diabolical type of singers and rappers. They talk a bunch of psychotic type stuff. So that's a thin line, and they will bring your lyrics up in a trial or something. They didn't did that before. I mean, a lot of these rappers out here, they call themselves being real, and they put a lot of that stuff in their music subliminally. When you have somebody die in such a heinous manner like this, Like, they chopped up the body. Like, I mean, it takes a lot. I mean, your mind got to be totally gone, like literally. If you chop up somebody's body, I mean, you ain't got no mind at all, period. What is this? Did you already tell your audience about the song he made about her? That's what we talking about now, like the music he made and that song Romantic. I can't play it on here. I did hit me with copyright stuff, so I can't play it. But I heard it all. It's my granddaughter in the background. She helped me out with the show tonight. Again, I'm live in Detroit right now, and I have to spend time with my grandbabies and my daughter and all that. It's been a family affair all week long, so I got a chance to see a lot of cousins, and I got some unbelievable cousins. They just showed this love, but we all grew up together. No, it's just major love. But back to his music. We have a heinous thing that goes on like this. Yeah, they're gonna look at your lyrics. Remember, like, well, what's on your mind? What made you write those particular lyrics? And I even seen an interview where he said he played the song for his mom. His mom was like, I know good and well you didn't make that song. And he said he posted it on TikTok not too long after he let his mother hear it. And it went viral on TikTok. But again, it's still a case of these folks, entertainers. They get one or two songs, a few songs, they go viral and all that stuff, then they get caught up in stuff like this. They get caught up in stuff like this. But we still, many people are pointing the fingers at this guy. And I try not to do that on GPTV1. And I try not to do it in general. I stick to those principles, but I leaked out at least once and say, man, this person is guilty right here. You cooked. And that person ended up being not guilty. But right now, they got to go through all the evidence, so they're not going to arrest him or whoever immediately. He did lawyer up, which he should do. Anytime you come in contact with the police and they want to question you and all that, I will get lawyered up immediately. Like, that would be my suggestion. So he did lawyer up. His lawyer did not say, well, he's innocent, he didn't do this crime and all that. He didn't say all that. But they did say he's cooperating. He's cooperating with the police. And the question is, will be who else has access to his car? Who else you be around? Well, many people is going to ask that question. It's the singer David. I heard little clips of his songs and all of that, and he got more like a cult following. And because his TikTok followings and all that type stuff, he was dancing around getting those copyright strikes. But he's pretty much just putting his content out there, and it caught the ears of a record label. So we'll keep that story in mind, and we're going to keep you all updated for this story. This is GPTV1. Feeling a little generous, send something to my Cash App. You can also send something to the Super Chat, or go check out the GP store. I appreciate it. But I want to get to this Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti guy. There's so many people just keep saying that this guy should get indicted. Yo Gotti gonna get hit with the RICO. The feds watching CMG. Even when the Dolph case was going on, I was speculating that they didn't arrest Big Jook because the feds wanted to get him. The higher power wanted to get at him. Because any other time they would have arrested him in that young Dolph case. So he didn't get arrested, he ended up getting killed. But it was my speculation that the feds wanted to get them. And I don't see Yo Gotti. This is my personal opinion. I don't see Yo Gotti just pointing the finger and say, hey, go kill that person or whatever. To me, this is my opinion. He's one of those type of people just say, hey, I don't like that person. And all it takes for him to say, I don't like this person, then somebody will go do something about it. They say Big Jook is the co-founder or this ranking person in CMG. And that could be true because Gotti is his brother. And I think he's a big part of CMG. But my opinion, he's more like the enforcer type, you know. I don't see Big Jook up at Interscope Records negotiating record deals. I don't think he was the one out there signing the artists and all that type stuff. Like, I don't see him up in them rooms negotiating those deals with those corporate record companies. So I look at Big Jook as more like the muscle to CMG. So I like keeping everybody in line, you know. But that's just my personal opinion. But when people say he should get indicted with a RICO, I mean, most people don't get their theory. Why should CMG or Yo Gotti get hit with a RICO? You gotta remember, a RICO is the furtherance of the enterprise. So it gotta be something where CMG is profiting off of. And I do think that there's been people that took cases for them. Because Young Dolph got shot, a van or something that got shot up there in North Carolina. And Dolph got shot at LA. I believe 2 different people caught those cases. You know, they got like these downfall type people that's around, even straight dropping Cornelius Smith. They some down crash dummy types. So, but I want to know from the podcasters, what theory y'all got to say Yo Gotti is going to get hit with a RICO, or he should be? What's the theory behind that? I want to know that myself. Because a lot of this stuff, people saying his name is saying his name, but the evidence, at least in y'all Dolph's case, all point towards Jook. So the guy Govan, he beat the case. I haven't made a lot of videos about it. After that case was over, I pretty much was done with that story. And of course, he goes on, no, I did another one with him and Seti Nash was going back and forth. Seti Nash is another podcaster with a big platform. But, you know, he started going on his podcast tour or whatever, making his money, telling his story and his side of things. You know, but it's not going to be a lot of podcasters that's going to be shelling out money like that. You probably get the No Jumper and Vlad and all of them. It's all good. I get your money, as far as I'm concerned. But let's go to some of his stuff that he's saying. This is him speaking on Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti would never end their beef. And I've said that about Yo Gotti. It's not just Dolph. Gotti had his various beefs with other people. Literally. But let's hear what he's saying with this thing. Let me share my screen, family. Give me 1 second. Let's get to it. Let's see what Govan says about Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane's beef.
Take the chance, and I ain't say nothing to him about it. I came back in, we finished talking about the music, and he was just telling us exactly what we needed to do to get dropped hot to the point where it would be a go. And when he was leaving, and that's when he was approached by Cornelius and Bobby. And
that's the part I don't understand right there, because everybody claimed Cornelius is this super junkie. How did Cornelius come and just get all of y'all attention like that? That don't make a shred of sense to me. The consensus is Cornelius is a hood junkie type dude, and he approached a quote unquote executive with this label CMG, and he was managed to get y'all attention. He was managed to make y'all stop what y'all was doing and listen to what he was saying. That don't make no sense to me. But anyway, let's go.
Joe kind of just shrugged it off. He didn't really take it. He didn't really pay attention to it, or what?
I mean, you know,
they did get to have that conversation with him. Probably.
Yeah. He most definitely had the conversation, you know, and to my surprise, Juke didn't say, you don't know what the you talking about. Yeah, Juke knew what he was talking about. Matter of fact, Juke asked him, how did he know that? And he said that Dolph had an aunt or a cousin or something over there that lived by his dad, and Dolph had been bragging on the drill that he, sent some people to get up with Gotti. And Gotti was in the Rolls Royce bulletproof truck.
Damn. Gets deep.
All right, so what was to your knowing, what was Cornelius and Straight Drop's relationship at that time? Because you knew both of them separately, but they happened to both be at your crib the same.
Yeah. So it's like,
let's get past
like
that.
Cornelius relationship, so to speak. It was more so, what's up? You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And
Bagging to his cousin about the hit that he tried to do on Yo Gotti.
So when Juke asked Cornelius how did he know about the attempted hit on his brother, Cornelius said that Dolph had a cousin or an aunt that lived by his dad, and Dolph had been bragging about it, and that's how he supposedly knew about it. And that's how they went.
But it was a well-kept enough secret that you hadn't heard about it.
I hadn't even heard about it. Just think about it.
Nobody ever heard about this hit on Yo Gotti. Nobody heard about that.
It wasn't even never on social media. Gotti is just so secretive. He never reported it. Street nigga, he ain't gonna report it, or whatever. So it never made its way to the net or whatever. So I had never heard of it at that point.
But what being in the streets, and then you said you had a relationship with Dolph, somewhat. You can kind of
streets of the street. It's supposed to be the music industry.
See it maybe being true. Like, why wouldn't he want to get back at somebody shooting at me?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I could see that, but me being who I am, I'm thinking I would have heard that. But they just they did a great job of keeping it under wraps, you know what I'm saying, so it was music to my ears the day that I heard that.
Let me tell y'all something. When those body language people, if they was to catch the hold of this, they will automatically notice how his hands is clasping together right there. When people do that, that makes them feel comfortable in what they're saying. And it makes them feel comfortable. It's like you're relieving stress. You're not stressing at that point. You're very comfortable. It's like you're protecting yourself. It's like you're keeping everybody out of your world. Right now, that's exactly what he's doing right there. If you notice how calm he's talking. Let's go. If you remember Young Thug's interview, I covered that. Young Thug couldn't sit still. He just jumpy.
If you had to call it.
Also, that swirling in that chair, that means something too. I wish those body language people and those behavior people was actually catching a clip of this video. But they'll break all this stuff down.
Think started the beef between Gotti and Dolph in the first place?
I just think
cause they say he didn't sign.
Yeah, I just think that the music deal, the potential music deal went bad. I just think when Gotti allegedly, from what Dolph said, talked down on his artists to him when he was trying to sign him, when he was like, I ain't got a hold.
Okay, I want to hear that
beefs
part.
from that.
I'm trying to get to the Gucci Mane part. Doing a commercial, fam. Stay tuned. It's coming.
If 2013, 2014, a lot of people he's basically patched stuff up, but there are a few notable exceptions. Gotti's one of them. Waka Flocka's one of them.
Yeah,
we just still haven't really seen them
Gucci Mane.
Get. If 2013, 2014, a lot of people he's been.
I mean, Yo did an interview and he said that. On camera. So I don't think Gotti will get on. I don't think he'll risk his reputation and all of that on camera by saying that and it ain't true.
Because we've seen Gucci squash his beefs from that era of his life, 2013, 2014. A lot of people he's basically patched stuff up, but there are a few notable.
Sign him when he was like, I ain't gotta hold your hand like I gotta hold Starlito hand, like I gotta hold Zed hand, and you got your own motion and whoop. And Dolph did a few interviews saying how Gotti was a sucker in his eyes for talking down on his artists to him to try to sign him. So I think that just, all of that just played a part in it, and just one thing led to another. Songs start being made, and and there you have it. Everybody want to be like, they ain't going and they superior, and don't nobody want to stand down. So I just think that's how it happened.
You feel like the bond Dolph had with Gucci Mane kind of like...
Of course.
Because at the time they were saying that, I think Shakur was messing around with Yo Gotti. Around.
I mean, Yo did an interview and he said that.
Yeah.
On camera. So I don't think Gotti will get on. I don't think he'll risk his reputation and all of that on camera by saying that it ain't true.
Because we've seen Gucci squash his beefs from that era of his life, 2013, 2014. A lot of people he's basically patched stuff up, but there are a few notable exceptions. Gotti's one of them. Waka Flocka's one of them.
Yeah.
That we just still haven't really seen them get cool. And there was a lot of rumors or stories being told about Gotti pulling up at Gucci's house with a gun and shit like that.
I don't think that's true. I think when they had the issue back in the day about when Gucci had the issue and Gotti was supposed to drop on 10/17.
Okay, yeah.
And they had a show coming up soon, right after Gucci went on the radio or whatever it was and had his rant. And so from what I was told, Gucci didn't show up to that show because it supposed to have been like immediate smoke after that. And he didn't show up or whatever, but yeah, so if he didn't squash his beef with Yo like he did everybody else, I think it's more so about the girl, his wife, and no disrespect to her, but would you be willing to squash some beef with somebody who had sex with your wife? Maybe while you was in prison, I don't know when it was or whatever.
Oh Lord,
it's supposed to be your friend.
Especially it's like if they've
art of war, digging on somebody's girl, and many think that's why you was mad at Dolph. But those are the things I wanted to unpack in this live stream this evening, Monday edition, GPTV1. Had a blast with you all. I got my voice back. I got some episodes coming out this week, so y'all check that out. Go down here and work on this documentary some more. Y'all stay blessed out there, fam. It's been a blast as usual. Catch me next time. Make sure you click that notification bell. That way you can stay updated on the latest episodes. You can get notified whenever I go live. I appreciate the family. One love.